Jam-packed civil hospitals stood far from the main city, separated by empty roads and silence. It was one of the oldest government hospitals in the region, built long before independence. Time had not been kind to it. The walls were stained yellow, the roofs were cracked, and the corridors carried the smell of antiseptic mixed with decay. Behind the main building stood the mortuary. It was a small, isolated structure, meant only for those who had no choice but to enter. The room had 4 windows. 3 of them were always open, allowing air and light inside. The 4th window, however, was always shut. No one touched it. No one questioned it. Dr. Prachi Sharma had recently been assigned to this hospital. She was 32 years old, confident, well-educated, and newly appointed as a forensic specialist. She had studied countless cases during medical school, memorized textbooks, and topped her exams. But standing in front of the mortuary for the first time, she felt something unfamiliar. Fear. This was her first real posting with dead bodies. Not photographs. Not diagrams. Real corpses. Inside the mortuary she met Raghu, the senior assistant who had worked there for more than 30 years. His hair was white, his back bent with age, and his body looked fragile. Yet his eyes were sharp and steady. Everything inside the mortuary moved according to his unspoken permission. There was also Ajay, a ward boy in his 20s. He worked fast, joked often, and was popular among the nurses. He rarely followed rules strictly, but people trusted him because of his energy and confidence. The hospital was managed by Dean Ghosh, a man in his 60s. Strict, disciplined, and respected, but deep down he believed that not everything in this world could be explained by logic or science. Night duty was usually handled by Nurse Kavita, a senior nurse known for her alertness. She noticed everything. But she avoided the mortuary whenever possible. She had seen strange things over the years, though she never spoke openly about them. When Dr. Prachi entered the mortuary for the first time, Raghu stopped her quietly. He told her to open the 3 regular windows for ventilation, but warned her clearly to never touch the 4th one. He explained that people who laughed at this rule usually did not return the same way. Prachi dismissed it as superstition. To her, this was just another government posting. Perform autopsies, write reports, and return home. She did not realize that this rule would soon become the center of her life. 6 years earlier, another doctor had worked in the same mortuary. His name was Dr. Arvind Joshi. He was skilled, logical, and openly mocked superstition. One night, while on duty, he opened the 4th window simply to smoke a cigarette. Nurse Kavita happened to pass by and saw him standing near the window, frozen. Smoke drifted inward instead of going out. His face was pale, his eyes wide as if he was seeing something impossible. Later, Kavita found him sitting on the floor, soaked in sweat, staring endlessly at the same window. Dr. Joshi never spoke about what he saw. He quietly requested a transfer. But 2 weeks before his relocation, his dead body was found in the hospital courtyard, directly beneath the 4th window. There were no wounds. But the fear on his face was unforgettable. After that incident, the hospital ordered the 4th window to remain closed forever. Years passed. One night, during a new moon, Dr. Prachi was on duty alone in the mortuary. Due to lack of space, a postmortem table had been unknowingly placed in front of the 4th window. As the night grew deeper, the lights began flickering. Raghu whispered that new moon nights were dangerous, especially when the 4th window was blocked. Around 2 in the morning, the silence broke. A faint scratching sound echoed through the room. The iron bars of the 4th window slowly twisted, as if someone was pulling them from the outside. When Prachi looked, there was nothing, only thick fog and a dim yellow glow, like a candle burning somewhere unseen. Cold air rushed inside. Sheets lifted. Shadows moved. From that night on, Prachi could not stop thinking about the window. She questioned Raghu and later confronted Dean Ghosh, who finally revealed the truth. 8 years earlier, a young woman named Nidhi had been brutally assaulted and murdered. Her body arrived at the mortuary unrecognized, her face destroyed. No family came forward. No final rites were performed. Her body was placed under the 4th window. The doctor on duty that night disappeared without a trace. Only blood-stained slippers were found. Nidhi's soul never left. Soon after, Ajay unknowingly opened the fourth window while cleaning. Moments later he collapsed, eyes wide in terror. Kavita briefly saw a woman in a red sari, her face covered in dust and blood, standing by the window before vanishing. Realizing the danger, Kavita arranged a ritual on the next new moon. A tantric priest was called. Cameras were set. Chants echoed through the night. At 3 a.m, the chains rattled. The temperature dropped. A shadow formed. Nidhi appeared. She spoke of waiting, of injustice, of being forgotten. Prachi promised to give her peace. The next day Prachi reopened the cold case. DNA testing led them to Nidhi's family. Proper funeral rites were finally performed. That night the fourth window closed on its own. The air became still. For the first time in years the mortuary was silent. The window was sealed with a lock and a sacred symbol. People say some souls remain trapped until justice is served. And the fourth window was never just a window. It was a call for peace.